to another episode of Maniacal Music Musings. I'm your host, as always, Jeremy. And me, I'm just always looking for some homies to smoke with. You know, I'm that ocean man, just sitting on that cliff, waving my dick in the wind. I mean, I'm not there to jerk off, just looking for some friends and to break out some of that sweat. It's a huge part of me. Now, hush, as I tell you about my co-host. Ooh, my co-host, man, he'll be your Johnny on the spot. Him and him with his mutilated lips and his polka dot tail. He likes to walk down that yellow brick alleyway looking for his shiny diamonds. And he'll find the wizard's place eventually. He will. And when he does, he'll let it rain all over those hoes. Because he's thug wildin' and he likes to leave his bloody bitch dead. Chancy motherfucking Greif.
What's up?
I realized I took all the good ones I could use on you, but yeah. Well, welcome to another episode, folks. Once again, that intro was not as smooth as my last two without writing it down, but whatever. It goes. And we are joined tonight by, he's been on one of our brackets before, but we've been trying to get him on a regular episode for a long time. And he's an evening at the movies icon, a Mount Sitmore icon. He is Kevin Stoner.
Ooh! Hey, guys.
Yes. And I actually asked Casey and Amanda a couple days ago, I'm like, is Kevin Stoner actually a stoner?
No.
I didn't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Be a lot cooler if you did.
Oh, as my smoke buddy is literally in frame.
Yeah, right. I was like, suspiciouser and suspiciouser.
Which, I mean, I didn't know if it was a name you gave yourself, like as like a actor type name, or if it was like actually like your birth name.
More like thank you, patriarchy.
Makes sense.
The one time it did something right.
Yeah, well, I wish I had that last name. I'm pretty sure Chancy has too. But
oh, my sister has had many men propose to her just for the name.
That actually would be an excuse for me to actually want to take a woman's name, but just saying it would be. But my wife wanted us to take her name. I was like, fuck no. I'm like, you're gonna take my name eventually once we get all the paperwork sorted out, but and she finally agreed to it. But I mean, I ain't taking her last name. Fuck that. I don't want to be no Beckstrom. But sounds like a name from a freaking sitcom family. But
Stoner sounds like a name from a Cheech and Chong movie, man.
That's a good thing. So we are here, of course, to discuss 3 albums brought to the table. And as the courteous, kind people we are, well, I don't know about Chancy, but we are going to start with our guest album, of course. So, Kevin, what album did you bring, and why did you want to bring it? I am honestly curious.
I brought The Mollusk by Ween because it's a great album full of diversity.
I'm waving my dick in the wind. I'm waving my dick in the wind. If it all goes right, I'll be in your arms tonight. But I'm waving my dick in the wind. I'm lost in the sauce once again. I'm lost in the sauce once again. If I make it through the night, everything will be alright.
I picked it because it's the album that inspired SpongeBob. If this album didn't exist, SpongeBob SquarePants wouldn't exist.
Note to self: go back to '97 and kill Ween. Okay.
But yeah, the members were friends with Steven Hillenburg, and if you listen to lyrics in it, even if you listen to the first song off it, it's straight up SpongeBob and Patrick before they even existed in that first song.
I kind of could hear it. I kind of could hear that, I guess. But
Well, it's not Tom Kenny and it's not Bill
ob- ob-
Faberbacky.
obviously, but well, I mean, well, Chancy, why don't you give your review first before I go on mine?
I honestly had already enjoyed the album before listening to it for the show tonight because when I was younger, I actually came across this album one night while I was hanging out with a group of friends, smoking the devil's lettuce, allegedly. No.
Devil's lettuce. What's that? What's that? I don't know what that is. I mean, never mind the smoking device in my hand, but
Or the album
Right.
you chose.
Well, actually, it wasn't my choice. It was my friend's choice. He's like, dude, you need to listen to this. And I was like, all right. And he started right off with Mutilated Lips. And I was just like, drifted out. It was just something I could space out on and listen to. And yeah, dude, I loved the album. I was stoked when I found out that he was bringing it on. I was like, oh fuck.
it's funny because I believe it was our guest 2 weeks from now who actually almost wanted to bring the same album on, but I was like, somebody chose it first already.
Oh, oopsies.
That's funny.
Well, apparently you got somebody else with some great taste.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I've heard of Ween. I know I've heard the name. I never actually listened to anything they've done. I never knew who the hell they were.
Well, there's at least one song I'm sure you heard off this album.
I was gonna say, not just this album, but I know there's one song by Ween that I know for a fact he's heard, since he's a big pop culture junkie.
Maybe we'll see. But well, what's that one song since it's on this album? But Chancy,
Kevin,
What?
Kevin, you said there was an album or a song off this album you would know.
Oh, Ocean
No.
Man. Most people have heard Ocean Man.
I haven't. But Chancy, you said there's another song that you think I've heard that's not on this album.
Yeah, it's from the episode of South Park when they do Chef Aid, because Ween's actually a part of Chef Aid. If I'm not mistaken, I think the song they perform is Homo Rainbow.
I'd have to watch that episode again. It's been a good 15 years since I've seen that episode. They don't show the episode. I mean, I don't watch cable anymore anyway, but they never show the old episodes on cable anymore. It's always like the newer episodes. But all right, I'll have to watch that episode again then, and we'll get to that eventually in our other show we're starting eventually. But so yeah, I pressed play on this album today. I didn't listen to this album first today because I wanted to listen to Chancy's first because I wanted to go with a band I kind of know about back to a band I know nothing about to then my amazing CD. But so I hit play and I was just like, at first I was like, okay, what the hell is this?
It starts off so fucking weird.
and then a few tracks down the road, I'm like, this reminds me of Dog Fashion Disco if they stayed in like one genre for a whole CD. Like, it's obviously why I got out of it. Like, when I was listening to it, I'm like, this reminds me of Dog Fashion Disco, like Chancy's favorite band that's shared out our stories and liked our stories on Instagram before. But
it's because they're awesome.
They are. But I mean, I gotta say, Ween was not horrible. I mean, I definitely could enjoy a lot of their music, and it made me laugh a lot, which was amazing. I mean, I like any band that makes me laugh commonly. So it was a good album. I can't say it wasn't. I mean, I've definitely heard worse than the show. That's for damn sure.
Well, the thing about their albums is it's usually like some great shit mixed with some filler shit, and there's always something that'll vibe with some people. Sometimes the filler shit vibes very well with some people and not at all with other people.
Well, I'll have to listen to some more of their stuff eventually if it gets brought on the show. But I did
a country album next by them.
Oh, motherfucker, we don't do no Sister Sister music on this show. But
they have a country album, and it's the only country album I listen to.
Which I shouldn't say that because we actually might have a country star coming on the show pretty soon. So I should watch my mouth. But that's not my personality at all. So we're not gonna do that. But I did enjoy the CD, and my top 5 will kind of show that. I do have no honorable mentions for this or for Chancy CD. I will say, but I mean, for my CD, of course I do. But well, Kevin, why don't you give us your top 5 since it's your album?
Okay, start with honorable mentions.
Yes, please do.
Okay, number one honorable mention. You want to learn how to tie your shoes? It's a very easy thing to do. Do the loop and pull, and shoes are looking cool. Go over and back, left to right. That song that was in the episode of SpongeBob, that was by Ween. That not in this album. But no, number one honorable mention is I'm Dancing in the Show Tonight because you can straight up hear the inspiration for SpongeBob and Patrick in that song, and it's ridiculous as hell. And
I gotta re-listen to that one if you say that, because that wasn't the one I was thinking about, so I gotta re-listen to that one. But I did like that. I'm not gonna lie, I did like that song. It was just too fucking weird for me to put on my list.
Well, it's got like the high pitch. Stop. Like goes like the SpongeBob voices and Patrick voices. I don't know the lyrics, so I can't sing it. I don't have that shit memorized. And then the other honorable mention is Cold Blows the Wind, because it's one of their kind of country songs, because they're like a band that can do country music that I actually like. Like I said, they have a whole album full of country songs that I love. Well, they do also. It's also like comedy shit, because as you can tell, they're a comedy album. So one of the songs on that album is well, you can piss up a rope, you can do the pissy dribble, you can piss up a rope and watch me giggle. That was the best fucking what?
It was Piss Up a Rope. Yeah, I remember that song now that you mentioned it.
I saw them live, and that was the most energetic, most intense thing I have ever experienced at any concert ever. Literally the entire fucking auditorium was singing along to that song at the top of their lungs. It was so intense.
Ooh, interesting.
But number 5 is Waving My Dick in the Wind, because I just have to have that on there. It's such a ridiculous song, and I can't. It's catchy. It's Waving My Dick in the Wind. Come on.
Right?
Number 4 is It's Gonna Be All Right, or It's Gonna Be All Right.
Right.
It's uplifting, great production. The vocal layering done in that song, it's just peaceful. It just puts you in a good mood. I just love that song. And number 3 is The Mollusk, the name of the album song.
That was a damn good song.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's just, you hear it, it's like a mystical experience almost.
Right.
And it's just a journey about a kid finding a clam on a beach or something. But
well, I mean, we all go to beaches looking to hope and find clams, you know.
Yeah. There's also a SpongeBob reference in it. I wanted to research it and put it in my notes beforehand, but the mollusk lingers with its wandering eye. Mind your wandering eye, you mollusk, in the dreaming episode of SpongeBob. There's so many SpongeBob correlations to this album. Number 2 is Mutilated Lips, because it's catchy as hell and it's fun to sing along with and it sounds cool. And number 1 is the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, the original. Ocean Man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand.
Ooh, well, we had some close ones, but not that many. We had none matching. But let's see what Chancy has in his top 5, and I'm dying to hear it.
So actually, Kevin and I matched with our number 1 honorable mention, Dancing in the Show Tonight.
Nice.
Number 5 for me was "I'll Be Your Johnny on the Spot." Number 4 was "The Blarney Stone." I was like, I'm listening to it, and all of a sudden that song came on. I'm like, wait, what the fuck's happening?
I'm so
Wait.
glad that song made it on a list.
I'm like, wait a minute, this is where we ended up. Fucking, this is going on the list. And then, of course, naturally, number 3 is "Waving My Dick in the Wind," because for fuck's sake, I mean, it's hilarious. Number 2 was "The Mollusk," and number 1 was "Mutilated Lips," because I would have probably had it be 2 be "Mutilated Lips" and number 1 be "The Mollusk" if I hadn't have had that experience with "Mutilated Lips," like when I was growing, like in high school and shit like that.
Yeah, the first song you connect with is always the one that will be the most the best to you because it's just your most nostalgic one.
For sure.
That does ring true. That does ring true, and you'll see why in a minute. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the Blarney Stone song, like, it was great in the beginning, and then like halfway through, I'm just like, all right, this guy's voice has pissed me off now.
They have a lot of their songs actually work that way. Like Voodoo Lady, which is a really awesome song off another one of their albums, follows the same style as a lot of their songs go, where it's just a freaking awesome, amazing to listen to song for the first like 3/4 of it. Then like the last quarter of it, they just like get really abrasive synths or really harsh vocals or something, and they just really fuck it up at the end. I don't know why.
Which means it's my time for my top 5, and I ain't got no honorable mentions, like I said, but my number 5 was "Mutilated Lips" because I do love that song. Like, that was a damn good song.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 was "Polka Dot Tail," which I'm surprised no one else had in their list because that song is fucking hilarious.
Isn't that the
Yeah, it's
freaking
funny.
weird one?
It made me think something. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I was thinking of "Pink Eye on My Leg." Like if anybody mentioned
Yeah, "Pink Eye on My Leg" was like, that was fucking crazy.
If one of you guys had that, I'd wonder what the hell you were on.
Well, with Chancy, you never know. But number 3 was I'll Be Your Johnny on the Spot, because as soon as I saw that title in the freaking list of songs, I was looking at the album, I'm like, huh? Like, is this about some golden showers and some scat play here? Like, what the fuck? But it just, like, that's what I thought when I saw the title immediately, and it kind of was about that in a way. But and then number 2 was "Ocean Man," because "Ocean Man" is fucking incredible. I did love that song.
Such a great song.
They should make that the theme song for the next Aquaman movie. That's what I think. Or it should be the theme song for that villain from the first episode of the last season of Rick and Morty. What's his name? Is it
Mr. Nimbus?
Yeah, it should be Mr.
Nimbus.
Like when he's humping away in his fucking wannabe Aquaman Namor suit, like that should be his fucking song. And of course, number 1, for anybody who knows me, he's gonna know this already. My number 1 had to be "Waving My Dick in the Wind," because
well, naturally,
so many nights drunk in a field in college, just standing there after pissing, drunk and not caring, and letting your dick wave in the wind. Like, it's just that great feeling when you're drunk. It's like, freedom. And then if you're lucky, it might be waving around some girl's face at the same time, but we'll see. But yeah, so that one was definitely nostalgia for me. Like, it was just college days pure brought back in my mind. I was like, oof, I could do this. I could do this. Like, that song is fucking amazing. That song actually got hearted on Spotify to go into my playlist always. So
nice.
And I think I might play that next time I have a little bit of a fun afternoon delight with my wife, like I did the other day during work. Yeah, gotta love working at home. And when the kids are in school, oh, it's heaven. Though the dog's kind of whining on the other side of the door the whole time, but whatever. But so those are my top 5, which I did enjoy the CD immensely. I did enjoy the CD, and I'm definitely gonna be re-listening to it sometimes because they always go back into my daily mixes anyway, even if I don't heart them. So I'll be hearing it along with Dogfish and Disco, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I could give you a bunch of recommendations of their like good songs because, like I said, their albums have like good songs with a bunch of weird songs.
Well, I'll have to check. Well, definitely, I'll definitely check them out. And if you ever come back on, if you ever come back on, if you ever come back on, I'll definitely bring it. But all right,
If I come on, it's not going to be Ween again. I'm going to pull something else out next time.
well, just don't try to show us your dog. Otherwise, Amanda might not watch the show.
No, my pussy's in the other room.
Ah.
Which there actually is a special reason why I brought my CD, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's go with Chancy C next. Let's talk about the band that everybody that listens to this will probably already know and heard of.
I
Chancy?
chose. Yes.
Tell us about it, you tool.
I actually went with Tool, obviously, since he called me a tool. But I went with the Opiate.
People tell me what to say. What to think and what to play. I said, people tell me what to say. What to think and what to play. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I don't know. Usually, everybody hears about him later on through either like Schism or some other album that's newer. But I just like this older. Dude, I just like the fucking pretty much almost all. I mean, all the songs are really good in their own way. I like the fact that some of them are old live songs that they just put onto the album and just played out. And I just did. I grew up on it. Like, it wasn't my first exposure to them. I had to seek this out. I didn't like. I thought I had all of the albums, and they're like, "Oh no, you gotta get this. You gotta get this one." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I listened to it, and I was like, "Why the fuck didn't I hear this sooner? Like, what's going on here?" It's like almost like if you listen to it, it's like that missing piece to show. It's like when you're first listening to their first stuff, and it's like, why are you so fucking angry? And then you hear Opiate, you're like, oh, okay, this is why they're angry. This makes sense. Okay, this is the piece you need.
Well, yeah. So just to summarize, folks, Chancy went looking for tools because he enjoyed some tools to begin with. You folks can take that however you like, but Kevin, as our guest, you get to go next. What is your review of Chancy's album?
So I never actually really listened to Tool over all the years.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, I people told me to listen to him over the years, and then I had a several-year stint where I actually actively protested them
Fair.
because I was a Spotify listener and he didn't want his music on Spotify. And I'm like, well, then you don't want me to listen to your music. So he is on Spotify now. So I did like listen to this on Spotify, and it's just like not really a style of music that still vibes with me. Like it's the vocal style isn't really like my thing, but as everybody said over all the years, it's like the so well produced that like there's so much talent behind everything behind it. It's just not a style that I would go out of my way to listen to. But it is like a really good album.
All right, and well, which brings us to my review. And actually, it's funny. Same thing, Kevin. I was told for years, like, listen to Tool. You'll like them. Well, maybe I would. And yes, a younger me definitely would have loved them. I know that now. A younger me would have been in heaven back in the early 2000s with them. But, I mean, I thank Chancy, though, for giving us such a short CD of theirs. But I mean, they were good. I mean, they sound like every other 90, like a lot of other 90s rock bands out there. Like, they don't have like a unique style, I will say. But I did enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy any of that '90s rock that sounds similar. So I mean, it's good. Just if you're at work and someone's got something playing on the stereo and when you're trying to bust shit out, like that's good music to put on, 100%. Or if you're at the gym and you want to fucking run the treadmill and you need something to like fucking push you, I can listen to Tool for that. Like that'd be good. But it's just not something I would have playing in my car as I'm driving down the street. That's for damn sure. And I mean, I blast Dog Fashion Disco and fucking Polka Dot Cadaver all the time down the street in my car. So that's saying something because I blast some weird shit in my car. But you'll fucking you'll get some Chloroform Girl and then you'll get a song from Moulin Rouge soundtrack next after that. So my playlist is weird, but overall I did enjoy the album, and the fact that it was so short did help out. And some of the songs were actually pretty good. I did like them. So that's basically how I felt about it. I could take it, or I could, just leave it sitting there in the store and not buy it like ever. But Chancy, your CD, what are your top 5?
Well, I mean, since there's only 6 tracks on the album, I've went with
Isn't there 7?
6.
Oh, I miscounted.
See, you're including the hidden track on the end of the 6th track. So
I didn't think I was.
It's like
but okay.
It's Schrodinger's number. It's both 6 and 7.
Indeed.
Oh, you're right. Shit.
So, like, bonus track aside, bonus track is just, I love it's on its own. Like, it automatically goes to the front of the line above and beyond any other song because it's hilarious. But as far as the tracks themselves go, my honorable mention was Jerk Off. Number 5 number 5 was Part of Me. 4 was Cold and Ugly. 3 was Sweat. 2 was Hush. And 1 was Opiate.
Oh my god, we match on something.
Opiate was a great song, just in general. Yeah,
it is.
Same thing with Hush, though. Hush is fucking an amazingly underrated song. Like, just the first verse that I can't say what I want to, even if I'm not serious. Like, I've been there.
It'd be a good theme song if they were to do an actual Batman movie with Hush in it. It'd be a good theme song for the movie, but play it all dark and slow like they do for all the Batman stuff. But all right, well, that's Chancy's top 5 for his own album. Kevin, what were your top 5 for Chancy's album since you're the guest?
So honorable mention was Cold and Ugly live, because imagine being at a concert wearing a Bob Marley shirt, just getting kicked out because the band's like, "Yo, kick that Bob Marley looking motherfucker, get him out of here."
That Bob Marley wannabe motherfucker out of here. Yeah, usually when somebody gets removed from one of their shows, there usually is a reason for it. Like, somebody did something to somebody in the crowd, or like somebody threw something, or like somebody actually went up on stage one time and he knows like Brazilian jiu-jitsu and like judo and shit. And like the guy went up to give him a hug and he judo tossed him and put him in a fucking, like, not a rear naked choke, but like basically had him in the choke. Just waiting for him to struggle or try to fight, so he could just waiting for security to come up and get this guy, because some dude came up on stage and fucked around and found out that, oh, hey, Maynard knows jiu-jitsu, or Brazilian jiu-jitsu anyway. That'd be fucking crazy and awesome at the same time, because, like, being flipped is an intense experience in and of itself, because, like, first you're on your feet, and now all of a sudden you're on your back, and it's like, wait, what the fuck just happened?
Music and a show.
Right?
So my number 5 is Hush, because the chorus I like the chorus of it, and whatnot. Sweat, because of the breakdown at 2 minutes and 12 seconds. That was a great breakdown that I really liked. Number 3 is Jerk Off, because I just imagine him jerking off on stage the entire time. Like, shoot you myself, come shot.
No, no, Kevin. He's not odorous, ungrous in Chancy's face with his codpiece.
What?
I went to a Guar show, and the former lead singer, had a cod piece, and like part of their gimmick is covering people in like fake blood, whether it be human or alien.
Mhm.
And if he brought the cod piece along on tour, also fake semen.
Oh,
And he's telling in like an inside joke piece about how I was the tallest. I was in the third row, and the only chick in the first row was like 2 people in front of me, and it was her and her boyfriend, and they were both like 5'3" or 5 foot or whatever. But I'm like over 6 foot tall, so inherently speaking, while he's covering her in this fake gel shit, whatever, I'm all like, it's not real. This isn't happening. It is not real. This is not real. This is not real. This is the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. I just gotta go with it.
So now it's Tool doing that.
No, Guar. It was
No,
Guar.
I know you said that, but I'm just saying that me listening to Jerk Off, that's what was going through my
Oh
head. Tool doing
fuck
that.
yeah, right? That'd be intense.
Yeah. So number 2 is Part of Me, because I liked it because it was a more mellow one, so I ended up liking the song more than the others.
Nice.
It wasn't as hard. Number 1 is Opiate, because it's actually like a great song. The breakdown at 2:30 is great, and the satanic ecstasy lazy boy fucking piss lighter doors kicks in at the end, and I
That
don't know what
fucking
happened.
secret. That's the bonus track. Yeah, that's the bonus track. I had a friend once who
It's
took
like-
some acid.
It's like Jim Morrison had a fucking acid trip and recorded it or something.
Right?
Breaks into a whole different band at the end.
It's fucking great.
Well, my top 5, and there's no honorable mention, it's just top 5. My number 5 was Part of Me, because I did enjoy that song, but it got pushed down the list. Number 4 was Sweat, because that was a damn good song. It had some damn good riffs in it and everything else. Like, I did enjoy that immensely. Number 3 was Hush, because I did like that song. I mean, they all kind of run together in my head at this moment, because that was the first CD I listened to, and they all sound a little similar, but number 2 was Jerk Off, because why not? And because it would have been number 1, but number 1 had to be fucking Opiate, because Opiate's the best song. It's the title track. It's the best song on the fucking EP.
We all
Like, it's a
tied.
damn good. Yay! Shots all around. Or
It's a sweep.
Yeah. That's funny.
oh yeah, just so you know, Chancy, in the musicals episode of Bracket Bastards that we recorded last weekend, since it doesn't come out to January, let's just say I took your job as the sweep announcer,
That's cool.
and I may have laid the ground for something we're doing on M Cubed eventually that you're not gonna like, but
Now you told me.
you'll have to hear see what that is. But all right, well, I mean, we talked about our tool for long enough, I think. I mean, well, I don't ever think it's long enough. Just ask Vanessa. But
Our weens and our tools.
seriously,
We are weens and weenie tools.
Our weens and our tools.
okay, ain't no one ever called mine a weenie tool. That just sounds wrong. I'm just saying, but now, it's time we go talk about a classic that came out in the early 2000s, and it actually is a continuation of a song off an album Chancy brought on many weeks ago, which we are, of course, ladies and gentlemen, talking about, as usual, my CD. And my CD, of course, was, I was trying to think with Kevin. I'm like, I almost brought some Weird Al Yankovic into this bitch just because
that would have been great.
I know. I almost did. But I'm just like, no, that seems like a fucking too easy an out. Like, I gotta find something that matches with this, and like, I sent Kevin a message asking him like what music he likes and what he won't like, and then he didn't answer me in
See,
time.
I was hanging out with somebody. If you would have had me a chance, I had a whole message typed out, and part of it was no ICP. So it's really funny that the one you said, I didn't actually message you saying that. I ended up deleting the whole thing. I should have hit send.
Oh, it's even better. Oh, dude, that's the drop. That's the fucking drop right there.
But that's getting ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself there.
Oh my god, that's the greatest thing ever.
So technically, I didn't bring ICP. Technically,
technically, but you brought half of them. But I mean,
well,
I brought David Burns, but I didn't bring the Talking Heads.
Right?
For all our fans out there, if you haven't figured it out yet, I brought Violent J's Wizard of the Hood, which is a full album continuation of the one song from Carnival Carnage, which Chancy previously brought in the show.
But that's where I belong, because some of them days be shiny diamonds. And it can't be wrong, because some of them nights the moon be shining. Like a world of ghosts, so my junk explode, and I be climbing. Homies rhyming, heaven I'm in. People can't do their thing, and mine is singing. I'm singing like Eddie Vedder, only better.
Because Violent J said to himself one day, he just started smoking weed finally because he was having panic attacks on stage and he needed to do something to calm himself. So he started smoking weed with Twisted like every fucking day, and he just thought to himself, I've always wanted to expand on that Wizard on that Wizard of the Hood. Or not, it wasn't called Wizard of the Hood. I forget what the original track was called, but what the hell was it called? I don't even remember now. But
You should have sent it to me so I would have known too.
oh yeah, I mean it's you remember what it's called, Chancy?
I'm trying to remember. Well, what song is the song that is on your album?
Well, no, the whole album.
The whole album is
There's a song on Carnival Carnage. I think it's called The Wizard, or I think it might just be called The Wizard. But it's
either that or it's the Ghetto Freak Show.
No. I think it's just called The Wizard because the song is about him like going to like basically a Wizard of Oz ripoff.
I know. I think that's why it's Ghetto Freak Show, because
it's not Ghetto Freak Show. I know Ghetto Freak Show by heart. It's not Ghetto Freak Show. Ghetto Freak Show is a commentary on just life in America. Trust me, I know Ghetto Freak Show. It's called it is called Wizard of the Hood. So it's called the same. It's called the same as the CD is. I didn't think it was, but it's just called Wizard of the Hood. It's basically like a song about him going to Oz. But he decided to bring it into a whole CD, and he brought like all his label mates along to do it with them. And they actually performed this whole CD live at the Gathering of the Juggalos like 5-6 years ago. And like I wish I could have been there because it must have been amazing to see it live. They all wore the costumes and everything, but I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. But I wanted to bring this because one, I know a little something about our friend Kevin that Violent J can relate to. And let's just say they both like to wear certain costumes.
That's true. That's true.
Because Violent J agreed to be a furry to support his daughter. So, and I may have happened to mention to me once that Kevin is the same, likes to have this as the same hobby. So,
oh yeah, I post stuff on Facebook sometimes.
Yeah, I've seen you in your owl costume, like you're in fucking Sly Cooper, but yeah, it's Sly Cooper, right? Yeah, with the owl, yeah. But so that's part of the reason I brought it. And then like I also asked like the question of Kevin's friends, like, is he actually a stoner? Because you can't listen to this CD and not be a stoner because it makes it all the better when you're high for this CD. But Like I used to get stoned while delivering pizza so often and listen to this CD on repeat. Like it was just one of my smoking CDs for a long ass time. But so I
That was
immensely
number
enjoyed
one.
the CD always. Like it's the fact that it's Violent J when he first started smoking weed and like he stopped being as angry as he used to be. I mean, he still gets angry, but in his music, but like this music is like him at his happiest.
So did he turn into Mellow J?
Uh,
Yeah, no, but
passive
Kevin,
aggressive Jay.
yes, he has turned into that. I mean, ever since Twisted left the label, but and took everybody else with him. But Kevin, what did you think of the CD?
I liked Insane Clown Posse? Huh? That's what I mean by I was getting ahead of myself earlier because it was actually like not something I go out of my way to listen to, but there was some actually really good music in it. Other thoughts is it seems like at the end of each song he just like his record breaks on the chorus and it just loops the chorus at the end of the song each time.
Well, I mean, the whole album just kind of run together too. That's kind
I
of
know that was just a running theme I noticed while I was listening to it. Is at the end of each album, we just loop the chorus like 20 times. Not that it was bad. It was great listening to it. It's just a reoccurring thing I noticed. But so another part of my opening thoughts on this is wait. FWA. Furry Weekend Atlanta, FWA, down in Georgia. I went on a drive down and went to that furry convention, and I was in the lobby. Pretty sure it was that one. I was in the lobby with one of my friends, and then all of a sudden he just like freaks out, and I'm like, "What?" He's just like looking behind me. I look behind me, and I'm like, I don't know what he's looking at, and I don't know what's happening. He's like, "That's Violent J right there." I'm like, who's Violent J? He's like, Insane Clown Posse. And as soon as he said that, I knew exactly what he was talking about because like most furries know about Insane Clown Posse member having a daughter and him being cool with it and actually getting a suit and everything. So I was like, whoa, shit. And then I saw the face, and it's like the face he has on the suit, and he's like 10 feet away from me, and it's like, oh shit, that's cool. But I didn't want to like impede on him, especially since I'm not a fan or anything. So there was nothing I could really like say because like I respected him. It's just, oh fuck, cool. So I backed away, and then like not even 5 minutes later, there's just like an army of people surrounding him. Just so many just the entire lobby pretty much just surrounded him after like 5 seconds after that.
So furries are juggalos. Good to know. Good to know. Because I mean, I've seen some furry videos online back in the day, and like it always seemed like interesting, fun, but it just seemed like way more work than it's worth.
I ain't no juggalo. Who you calling a juggalo?
I said most. I didn't say at all. Thank you. But yeah. And actually, Chancy may have noticed before he gets to his review that the first line of one of the songs is actually a complete Esham ripoff, which I think is when Esham and Violent J's feud started. But Chancy, I'm dying to hear this. What did you think of the album?
I mean, I was surprised to find out that it came out when it did, because it like I was listening to it. So like Casey and I were listening to it on the like going about out and about, going shopping today, and like once I mean like I like okay, like you get started into it, it's like okay, this is a story like a Wizard of Oz story, like from hell. And then I mean I don't know, I had to listen to it like I don't know 4 or 5 times because I kept having a problem with a lot of the songs like not necessarily sounding the same, like the running together theme kind of happened a lot. And then I would space out the looping chorus at the end, and the next thing I know, I'm into another song. I'm like, oh fuck, wait, which one is this one? Oh fuck, I'm gonna have to listen to this when I get home so I can put it on the list. But I was able to come up with a list of 5, and fucking, you know, I mean, it wasn't bad, but like, I definitely, it's one of those things where you kind of almost realize that, ICP's a lot better when they're both together than not.
Well, I mean, this is actually the first of 3 Violent J solo albums because Shaggy did 3 of his own solo albums too.
Right.
But I mean,
wasn't me. Somebody down on the counter. It wasn't me. You even have me on camera. Picture this, we were both butt naked, banging on the bathroom floor.
I mean, I imagine my surprise, he made a killing off of that record.
Is that the Shaggy you're talking about?
No.
I didn't think so.
Shaggy.
I was like, what? There's no way that
Shaggy, nah. We're talking about Shaggy 2 Dope, who was JCW heavyweight champion for a long time.
Oh man, that's fucking funny.
But
Gotcha.
I mean, and the fact that the CD starts, Chancy especially, with the freaking singing a crack house earning my pay, which is a straight ripoff of how Esham started his first album.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, wait a minute. Is this a cover? No, it's not a cover.
But no, I was in the ICP when I bought this album, and like I was at FYE just looking through CDs and shit. And I came across this one, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Violent J did a solo album? And and I started listening to it in the preview thing in FYE, and I'm like, oh my god, it's a ripoff of Wizard of Oz. I gotta fucking hear this shit. And like it actually did, like I think I was stoned out of my mind at the time too, but as I usually was when I went to the mall. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's a stoner album. That's clearly what it is. It's just a stoner album because it's just hilarious. And the original version of the CD has 2 different end tracks, but I'm not sure which I like better. Honestly, I can't choose the original 2 bonus tracks or the new 2 bonus tracks. But and yeah, I mean, so my top 5, and I mean, I love that Twisted plays the Scarecrow and the Tin Man, and that Blaze Dead Homie plays the Lion, and that like at the end it's Shaggy. Like I would have loved to see. I've seen pictures of them all in costume at the fucking like gathering of the Juggalos, and I would love to be able to be there to see that shit. Like if they ever did it again, that'd be amazing.
So are those other vocalists like the other members of ICP?
No, Shaggy 2 Dope, the other singer of ICP, the other rapper of ICP, was the Wizard himself. But
the other ones weren't.
they are rappers who Violent J and Shaggy signed to their label Psychopathic Records back in the late 90s. So
Gotcha.
they're no longer none of them are on the label anymore. Twisted formed their own label back like 5-6 years ago, and all the other kind of artists kind of jumped ship with Twisted, but which just tells you some shit. But we're not going to get into that. But my top 5, and yes, I had 4 honorable mentions.
9 honorable mentions.
There's not that many songs from the FCD, but there was 4 honorable mentions. And the honorable mentions are Let It Rain, because that intro is hilarious. I guarantee it's Chancy's number 1. Like just watching the crackheads fly by, like that shit always cracks me up. It's like crazy.
What the fuck is happening?
You gotta love, I love when they invent words. And my next honorable mention is Thug Wildin', because I do love that fucking song so much, but it just got pushed down by so many other good songs. And I mean, it's Blaze Your Dead Homie. He's the most gangster of them all. So like hearing him rap is always like you actually get the feeling like could be a scary situation like with that shit. But But I love the whole fucking time it's like Wyland when like the lion is holding them up at gunpoint, and then like and then like Violent J turns around and is like, "You ain't have a gun." like like that part always makes me die laughing. But
That was funny.
it's like, I know you think the wizard can get me one.
Yeah.
But the next honorable mention is My Shine, because I actually never heard this one or the next one before because I never heard this version of the CD. These are two new tracks. So My Shine is actually a good song. Like it's a very motivational pick me up song. Like so I actually was like, damn, I can appreciate this. And then my last honorable mention had to be Bloody Bitch Dead. Because, just some Friday nights and after high school and college where, shit happens and you gotta just try to hide a body.
I felt like I was listening to that old Eminem song where he was like had his daughter in the car and he's like, "It's okay, honey. We just gotta get to. We got. It's okay. Mommy's sleeping now."
We just did that
Funny
album
you
a couple months ago.
It's funny you would say that, actually. Like I said, I was playing this album while Casey and I were out shopping, and she literally was like, "Is this like some bad Eminem album or something?" And I wasn't gonna say anything, but since you brought that up, Kevin, I could not bring it up at this point. Oh my
great.
god, that's hilarious. I cannot believe you said that. That's fucking awesome.
I mean, it's better than any album Eminem ever did because Eminem doesn't do concept albums. But yeah, I mean,
I
but
prefer
Bloody Bitch
Eminem.
I don't. But
I love me. I grew up on Eminem. His earlier shit, that goofy ass shit. That I grew up on that shit.
so did I. But I mean, I'll straight up say fuck Slamanus. But
Slamanus.
there's
Yeah,
a couple here.
ICP has, they had a beef, and he just won't let it go.
Fuck
ICP
ICP.
strong.
I'm kidding. I ain't guy. From what I hear, the guy they're cool guys. I don't know shit though.
Well, my number 5 was The Wizard's Place. Because I love that fucking beat in it, like that, like the fucking trumpets blaring and everything. Like it's a fucking damn good like beat, and I love that. Of course, it's Shaggy Too Dope as the fucking wizard. Like when I first heard the CD, I had no idea about it, so I didn't know who was gonna be who, or if anybody else was on. Even I thought it was just Violent J the whole time. But then, as soon as he said, "It's Shaggy," like Curtin Shaggy Too Dope was the wizard all along, and like it's like he's like Stretch Nuts the name, which actually there's an amazing song called There's an amazing song he did on his newest EP, Shaggy Too Dope, called Stretch Nuts, and he explains why he has that name. But so, and who doesn't like to be called Stretch Nuts? But number 4 was Shiny Diamonds because it's got so many funny references in it to like Juggalo culture. Like and like when the actually, well, and it's just like, I mean, diamonds are a huge thing in Juggalo culture. Like, it's just like what it's kind of like how the whole carnival idea got started was like in the dream there was a huge diamond floating in the sky. So, and like it's just a good song for life because like he's right. A lot of days are shit, but there's those good days, and that's what makes life worth living. So like that song to me just hits right on. Like there's certain songs ICP does it just describes life perfectly. But number 3 was the Yellow Brick Alleyway because him talking to the fucking midgets is funny as fuck. Him talk. Something happened to my midgets, um, but yeah, the fucking him talking to the midgets is funny as fuck. And then like after they explain all, he's like, "Well, I guess I'm dancing with y'all." Like that's just that shit makes me die laughing when I'm stoned. It's like, but yeah, so I mean, Yellow Brick Alleyway was a funny fucking song. And then my top 2 songs, they were gonna be my top 2 the whole time. It was debating which one's first is what took me like the longest time today. But number 2 is What You Thinking About. Because like I love like that slow, like almost country like beat to it, but like it's just like it's trippy as shit. I love it when volunteers like titties. They're all shapes and sizes. It's too bad there's not one in their back because when you hit in the dog style, you can suck on that. Like, like I love that fucking line. Like I've used that. I've used that in like so many fucking random questions and conversations over the years because it's in the back of my head. But like if someone actually in my old job, if someone actually asked me like, "What are you thinking about?" I'd be like, I would use that as act for like line for line. They just look at me like, "What the fuck?" But
What's
just-
wrong with you?
Oh, I'm sure everybody thinks about me every day, regardless. But I mean, and the fact that, and then one part of Holiday is like, "Blaze your dead homie," and they're all like, "Blaze your dead who?" And it's funny because Blaze your dead homie's like in the next song, but and he's like, "Where I'm from, it's cool." Like I lost, and of course you gotta love that they mention like wrestling and that shit because they're all huge wrestling fans. They like JCW was a thing at every gathering. Violent J and Shaggy were both JCW champions for a long time, but and my number one song, and this is the song that most juggalos and most people that love ICP love off this album is "Homies to Smoke With," because it was kind of like Juggalo Homies 2.0. Like I don't need a brain, I don't need anything. I just need some homies to smoke with. Like, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a simplistic view on life, but still it works. Like, and the fact that Scarecrow singing it makes sense that way at least. But yeah, I mean, who doesn't want homies to smoke with? Like, I went many years with no homies to smoke with until I found homies to smoke with. So, and then they never last long because stoners are stoners. But still, it's just it's an amazing fucking song. Like homies to smoke with. Like, it's been on so many mixes I made like back in the day when I actually used to make like mix CDs for my car and shit. So, but Kevin, what were your top 5? I'm dying to hear this.
The top 5 was the trash bin, which was where it belongs.
Listen, you want those lips mutilated? You keep talking. Take it however you want.
So the first honorable mention was "Let It Rain" because there was a Lazy Boy reference in it, and Opiate ended with the song talking about someone fucking a lazy boy. So I saw a crossover. So I'm like, yeah,
Nice.
Hey, a dealer fucks some crackheads once in a while when he's horny. So you know, probably in the Lazy Boy.
So from what I heard, there was some messy ass curtains and shit too.
Well, it's a crack house, so you know.
Armchair covers, throw pillows, and carpet does 2x2 as well.
So the other honorable mention is My Shine and Thug Wildin' because they had catchy choruses. And Thug Wildin' really should have been on my list because "We ain't safe, ain't no one safe, ain't no listen to my nightmare. I don't know the words, but that's stuck in my head fucking eternally now.
That's okay. Our guest earlier this week loved my CD, The Choice, and he actually just tweeted at me today saying like he can't get the one song stuck out of his head because it's so damn good. So
No, that song I did like, and I like the part you were talking about with the whole gun bit, and there was some great shit in that song. That song really should have been on my list. I made this list quick. If I had another listen through, I probably would have changed some of the orders around, but like maybe put that as number 5 and put number 5 as my honorable mention. But number 5 segue is Horribly Horrifying.
that's the one song I didn't put in my list because it's just like, yeah, it's good, but it's not like I don't like the chorus.
Yeah, the chorus was whatever, but it was mostly just the fact that it was like a horror spoopy song. I like the vibes of it. And somebody's watching me.
Yeah, I know. I heard that reference.
Right.
I was like, Halloween songs.
It felt like a callback for the fucking bracket episode.
That's funny.
Number 4 is Yellow Brick Alleyway because it was goofy and Love the flow of the verses. Like the verses had really good like flow on it. I really like the way it sounded. 3 was Shiny Diamonds. It's an upbeat, great vibe song. You want to be in a good mood, listen to that. Even though apparently there was like a bunch of references I didn't know in it.
Yeah, I mean, between that and what you're thinking about, like they kind of like blend together the references, but
I couldn't decide between 1 and 2 because I had the same first 2 you had. So I apparently went the other way. I went buddies to smoke with for number 2. Oh, oops. Yikes. Did you hear that?
No.
your porn videos playing in the background.
Yes. No, sorry. I just accidentally like switched tabs.
No, man.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I picked there we go. Got it back up. Some buddies to smoke with was number 2 because it's catchy as fuck, and of course it's all about smoking. Even though like I don't really like do much cliche stuff with the stoner trope. Like I don't have pot leaves everywhere and everything like that. Like the most stonery thing I have is a road sign that says "Stoner Way" up in my doorway.
But I mean, it works out since double entendre.
Oh yeah, and I do love the plant. Like I love weed. It's just I don't know what I was saying, but I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe it should have been number 1.
Maybe.
But number 1 was What You Thinking About, because it's such a smooth song and like everyone has such smooth flow in it, like, and it goes so smoothly between everyone. It's just popping back and forth between everyone, and I really like that one.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you overall enjoyed it. I mean, I figured you would, but it is a damn good it is a damn good album. And like I would never give you like an ICP like classic CD. Like I never would do that. Like it'd have to be like a CD like this where it's like a special thing. But
Yeah, over all the years, anytime ICP or Insane Clown Posse has popped up on like anything, it's always just been a skip. Like I never liked any of it. But like there are some songs on this that I probably would have let play because there's just some that are like nice and mellow and actually like chill on this.
well, I mean, he says right at the beginning of the first song, he's like, "This is like when he's doing like the like whole intro thing. He's like, this is a smoker CD." Like, like because he knows it. It's a stoner CD. But
Yep, totally.
Chancy, let's hear your top 5. I'm dying. I'm just dying for it.
Dude, seriously, for real though, between the two of you guys, you literally listed my entire list.
Well, this is
Like
the whole album basically, but
well, no, I mean like my honorable mentions. What you thinking about? Number 5 is Homies to Smoke With. 4 is
Yeah,
horribly Yeah, 4 is horribly horrifying. Fucking 3 is Thug Wildin'. You've called it Dead Nuts. Fucking Let It Rain was my number 2.
Chances is like we can't surprise me with the intros being the number 1 or 2.
Yeah, I know, not anymore. But of course, naturally, my for number 1's always the intro. It always will forever be the intro. I saw the intro on this album. I was like, okay, well, I gotta find 4 songs.
You just always pick the intro.
It didn't. So like, it started off by accident. Like, I didn't really mean to. I thought it was really fucking cool. And if there's like an album that has like an intro or like short tracks, like in like filler tracks for like sound and shit, I will totally put it in my top 5. Just because.
So if an album just starts and then it just starts playing music, you'd still pick that?
Well,
Like,
that's track
the whole-
like so like what you just listed is track 1, and then track 2 is the subsequent.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, track one goes on the top 5, and then this, maybe if I think about it, I will be like also the song that came after it, so they link together. But Yeah, I don't even remember how it happens. It just happened one day that I put the intro on the first one, and like there was a few of them that were like just like the short songs, and then whenever we did like the Eminem tracks, like I would always throw in the fucking skit songs. Like I did a top 5 of skit songs.
Oh, that'd be a fun list.
I know, right?
Yeah, see, that's why the last ICP album my man listened to, it was funny because all the skits are included in songs, so he couldn't do that.
Yeah, it's getting more difficult to pull off, but it's worth it when I can do it.
I'm just now noticing the Chucky shirt.
For sure.
Oh, Chancy and Amanda have horror movie shirt like show offs all the time on shows.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing one right now too. Nicolas Cage's best movie.
It's the greatest movie ever.
Yeah, even without being Nicolas Cage's best movie, Willy's Wonderland is fucking phenomenal.
Yes. Okay. I was hoping you were going to say, you mean Willy's Wonderland? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Willy's Wonderland. Yes.
I got the employee shirt that Nicolas Cage went through about 10 of throughout the whole movie without speaking a single word.
I know, right?
I love that. I love that he didn't say a word that whole movie. It was just it made it so. My kids watched it with me too.
Oh, it's
Except
such
for,
a
like,
good movie.
Except for the one scene. But
I'm also a Five Nights at Freddy's like fan too, so it's just a double header.
So are my kids. That's why they wanted to watch it. But my kids were Foxy and Freddy for Halloween.
Nice.
That's funny.
I was the marionette a few years ago.
Mm,
I was Salad Fingers this year from Salad Fingers.
Nothing like fingering some salad.
I like Frosty Spoons.
Yeah, that's a whole generation beyond my shit. So I don't know. I know who Sal Fingers is roughly, but I know it's a fucking not Rotten Tomatoes,
Flash comic or Flash animation. Flash animation.
Flash animation, and it's now on Creepypasta, I think. But
this is before any of that existed. This is before YouTube existed.
Oh, I know what the fuck Flash shit is, but I was on Newgrounds back in the day.
Albino Black Sheep.
And our show just sounded a little bad there, maybe, but I don't know. We'll see. So, Chancy, we are going to be back because we are double heading this week. And we are going to be back on Tuesday live with Phil from Yeah Aha Podcast. It's the first of 2 guests from Yeah Aha Podcast in a row, which I was on their I was on their show talking paranormal stuff about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago. And they heard I did a music show, and they do deep dives into like classic albums in their show all the time. So they had to they wanted to come on. So this week we got Phil, and next week we got Aaron. But he is bringing Bad Motorfinger by Soundgarden on Tuesday. I keep wanting to say next week, but it's going to be 3 days from now. So
right.
But I got a long drive on Tuesday, so I'm fine with that. But
I'm already done.
I'm sure you are. But Chancy, why don't you tell him what you are bringing on Tuesday, Chancy?
Static X's Wisconsin Death Trip.
Wisconsin.
You actually sound like Topher Grace there for a minute, but yeah.
Hello, Wisconsin.
Wow, it's actually uncanny, but
oh, thanks, jeez, there.
Don't shit, don't you know?
Geez.
Don't get me started.
But which means I had to find an album to bring for next week, and I'm looking through my artists, and I was like, you know what? If we're gonna do a freaking like 90s, early 2000s rap rock show, then I'm bringing Marilyn Manson's Mechanical Animals. Because I wanted to bring Manson on this show for a while, and I finally got the chance to do it, so fuck yeah. So I'm bringing one of my favorite albums he ever did. And I want to bring one of his old film ones and not one of his new ones, because I do love his new ones, but his old ones are just classic. Like, perfect whole CD of rock. But That's going to wrap it up for this week, though. We had a fun time with Kevin. Ooh, it was been a fun time. So,
Hell yeah.
and Kevin will be on our bracket this weekend when we will, or not this weekend, a week from this weekend, when we will be recording on Saturday night and Sunday evening TV theme shows part 1 and 2, with part 3 and 4 to come next Thanksgiving. Because the list I found, the list I found is over 180 TV shows long ranked. So,
Oh goodness.
yeah, I'll be setting up the playlist this weekend. But
Okay.
because there's some shows on here I never even watched or heard of.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, some of them I might just listen to as songs because you don't need to know have seen the show for it to like be an awesome song.
Oh yeah, I mean, oh no, it's a full playlist of just theme songs. So
Is the BoJack Horseman theme on there?
the what?
The BoJack Horseman theme song?
Oh, Jack Horseman.
No.
Oh, love the theme
It's
song for that
not.
show.
It's not.
Love
And
the
I
theme.
honestly, there are 34 songs in each half of the bracket, and I didn't even add anything I wanted to because there's so many on this list that.
Oh, I can see
all-
that. I'm sure there's plenty to choose, or plenty already in it that are good.
So I'm just gonna go, and next year I'll throw in a couple ones from the bottom of the list that are not gonna make it, and then that I want in, and then I'll throw some random ones in maybe because BoJack Horseman one does deserve to be in, and I agree. I love
it's
that
such
theme song.
One of my friends, when the first season came out, he's like, "This show's gonna fail," and you know why? Because that's a terrible theme song, and it's not catchy, and it's awful. And I'm like, "You've never been more wrong in your life. You shut up."
And he was horribly wrong because 6 seasons later.
It lived its full show, and it's like up there with Breaking Bad as to one like some of the best shows ever. It's so good. It's up
Oh,
there.
I mean it's freaking amazing and it's so realistic and it's
You
just
can't even judge it as an animated show. It's a show.
I still haven't finished the last season, which I'm disappointed in myself for that. But when you're
Do
watching
it.
104 movies every month for masturbators, you don't get much time to watch your own shit.
Oh, I'm sure I could never be a regular on that.
I can because I actually sit there while I'm working and watch all the movies. So I just watched Requiem for a Dream last night.
Oh
And-
no! Oh, how is your
Don't
feelings
talk to
doing?
me
How
about.
are your
Yeah, don't
feelings
talk to
going?
me about that fucking. Oh God,
That movie
Yeah, that's-
traumatized me for like half a month when I was young.
fucking
mean,
samesies.
I mean, all I have to say about that movie is drugs are bad. Okay.
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 Like that's all I have to say about the movie because it's just. I mean, it's Jared Leto. I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be surprised, but it's still.
I was gonna say it's Darren Aronofsky. You shouldn't be surprised. All of his movies are fucking downward spirals of holy fuck.
Yeah, I mean that movie. All that movie is like a good movie to show your teenagers so they don't do drugs. But
Or you could show them really good cinematography and video editing.
but that movie was just like I literally kept checking to see how much longer of it was left so I can go to bed. But because I was just like, do I really want to keep watching this? Like, it's not good.
Oh come
It's
on, you
not
got to
good.
get to ass to ass, ass to ass.
Oh, that was actually the one scene I liked, but
Oh jeez.
Naturally.
because that's the kind of party I want to go to. Like, oof. I think my good friend C.A. Canoe will cook me for some of those parties, but gotta love my hoe on the go. But we will be back on Tuesday with Phil from Yahoo Podcast. Kevin, where can they find you and all the random stuff you do?
Sometimes I'm on the Siplist podcast, hosted by Amanda Kohlhofer, and sometimes Casey Box. And sometimes I'm on an evening movies, hosted by Casey Box, and sometimes and sometimes Amanda Kohlhofer, not Andy. I don't know who Andy is. Andy's probably gonna be pretty pissed about that.
It's the fucking Chucky shirt, bro. Hi,
Exactly.
Andy.
Exactly. And maniacal music musings, or maniacal musical musicings, or maniacal musical musicifications.
Amanda told you to do that, didn't she?
Hey, I said it right almost the first time.
Almost.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
close enough.
Also, Kevin Stoner on Facebook. Kevin ST1R on TikTok. So that's like ST1, which is ONER. So it's Kevin STONER. ST1R.
I mean, I guess it's better to be 1R than 1D. Because, I mean, you don't want those STDs now. But Chancy, where can they find you?
Naturally, they can find me in the Book of Faces, and of course, this glorious podcast, as well as the Bracket Bastards podcast. I'm on Instagram and TikTok under the Red Eye Roundtable, and Twitter as Red Eye Table. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's what I got.
Well, as you know, people, you can find us on Paranormally Normal / Maniacal Music Musings podcast with the S Facebook group. You can find us on Twitter and the Gram as @Juggalo Bastard, and you can find us on TikTok as Juggalo Bastard Podcasts. And you can find us on YouTube just by searching the name Maniacal Music Musings. Until next time, listeners, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll be back Tuesday with our next live show, and we'll see you next week, listeners. Have a good one.
Well, bye.
Remember, eat that mollusk.
I'm just happy we alive in this bitch. Where the fuck we at now? A big ass yellow and green and purple and faggot ass pink mushroom field. Damn. Well, fuck it, let's go. Let's eat some of these bitches. Man, I never did before, but since we and eyes and all. That's what I'm saying. Well, at least walk while we eating. Come on.
Thoughts fly away in a mushroom field, randomly telling what's revealed. Filling my pockets cause they worth the meal, and the kingdoms over them hills. Thoughts fly away in a mushroom field, randomly telling what's revealed. Filling my pockets cause they worth the meal, and the kingdoms over them hills.
Let me go ahead and eat a few of these things. See if I can't hang. What you thinking about? Cigarettes, menthol only. To grow old with my kids and my homies. All the years on that pole, so lonely. And all them crows shitting on me. What you thinking about?
Making payments on the Batmobile with the fat sound system and the 32-inch wheels. Everybody on the yellow brick jocking. Well, I'm just smelling real slow. What you thinking about?
Ain't the Mac, my homie from way back. Everybody got a homie like that. In fact, I hope he okay. I hope his mama doing good.
You should call him.
Maybe I should. What you thinking about? Caddy, sitting on triple gold dates. Sun shining on him and they sparkle up the pavement. People run to catch eclipse and show respect. Now I'm the king, rule over everything. What you thinking about?
A fine bitch and some weed to smoke. I gotta have a little bit of puss to poke.
You ain't no joke.
A fat bag of dro with a hoe, and that's all you really need to know. What you thinking about?
Titties, they come in all shapes and sizes. Each bitch with their own surprises. And if they only had one on their back when hitting doggy, you could suck on that. What you thinking about?
Yeah, finishing off my Migo set and making that small dream an accomplishment. So I can find a new hobby like collecting skin, never removed from the package all mint. What you thinking about?
Bitches, that's what I'm thinking about. They clothes so tight, ass and titties looking so right. Stacks of cash, all kinds of tropical hash and hitting blunts till my last. Now what you thinking about?
Place your dead homie.
Who you dead who? Who you getting who? Where I'm from is cool anyway. I'm just wondering when it's cold and shit dropping. I'm trying to get my gold 6 hopping. What you thinking about?
Watching my favorite wrestling pay-per-views on a 100-foot screen. Television too with the fast forward button. I can fly past the jobbers while eating pizza, getting fat. What you thinking about?
Wizard, I really hope he's there. And he can help Jay get the fuck out of here. I hear what you saying, Crow Tim. What you think?
Man, he better have some drinks. What you thinking about?
What I'm thinking about, going home, and it's down this path we roam. Come on.
Thoughts fly away in a mushroom field, randomly telling what's revealed. Filling my pockets cause they worth the meal, and the kingdoms over them hills. Thoughts fly away in a mushroom field, randomly telling what's revealed. Filling my pockets cause they worth the meal, and the kingdoms over them hills. Thoughts fly away in a mushroom field, randomly telling what's revealed. Filling my pockets cause they worth the meal, and the kingdoms over them hills. Thoughts fly away
ready to go in?
First tell us, why you wanna go home anyway? Yeah, why don't you just stay with us in this fantasy ass fantasy land?